I'm Stephanie,
And I'm Gio.
and we're Venue 22.
So for episode 3, we're gonna go into expectations of what it really is to open a venue, mainly the cost and the experiences that we went through, some of the glamorous things that you hear online, and some of the actual expectations you're gonna encounter if you want to open your own venue or you're in that process of looking for a venue.
At first, it's just like a lot of paperwork, a lot of research, trying to make sure that you're knowing where we're going to get this money to start this business. If it's a loan, some savings. Those are like the main things that you have to focus on first. And that's like the main thing was research. We researched, I think, throughout my whole pregnancy. But yeah, that's how we got started to go to step 2.
So we did do a lot of research. We tapped into some personal funds that we knew that we were going to use. One thing that we did was we cleared up a lot of our debt first so that things could be smoother. I did start other businesses prior, and I noticed that with a clean slate and your credit nice and high, doors open up a lot easier. Loans become a little bit more accessible. So having a good credit score and button combination really works out a lot to make things a lot smoother. Not that they're going to be magically easy, but it will make a smoother process. Because I know when she walked into the bank and she was like, "They gave us all this money without nothing." I'm like, "That's what good credit, baby, does."
Thank God. So that was like our main conversations. We sat down, we had our finance meeting that we, we try to have every month. And we're like, okay, what are we going to target first? What is it that we're going to get out the way so we could start this business? And sitting down and paying our debt that we had was like one of the main thing that we got to get out. We had to get out of happen.
Yeah, so starting, we did have like initial cost of what it would cost to get the venue. Maybe you saw in episode 1 and 2, we had a beginning, a middle, and a high end of where we were comfortable in after we sat down and did all our finances. So we had an expectation like, okay, this is what we want the rent to be. This is what we expect the light bill to be, the gas bill to be. Then we said, okay, well, insurance and then cost of operations and salary, hopefully, not put it on quotes because we're still not there. But, we hit a number, we got to a number, and they're like, all right, is this doable? Like in the area that we're planning on doing it. We did some research on the area. We pulled up the history, the medium household income. That helped out a lot. Again, these are all from the outside, not from actually being inside the boat. But from the outside, it all looked great. Like the numbers look good. Our expectations were pretty set. So when we found the place, it was just like, okay, this fits on the high end of what we expected. We're prepared. It's doable for us.
Correct. So yeah, after we did that, after we went to the bank, after we had our meetings, we just started to see what kind of service we wanted to provide in Vending 22. And then we went from there. Then we started to see how much our supply was, how much what we were going to spend on cleaning, how much were our cleaning supplies, how much was it going to be our tables, if we were going to invest more in our chairs, on the littens that we were doing at first, but then we were just like we were using it 2 3 times, and then something happened, and then we just had to throw it out. So it was just like a loss there that we were like, do we really want to do this? So those were like a little changes that we had to do throughout our journey too.
It's not just open the spot and get a spot. There's so much behind the scenes that you have to manage. Like she was saying, the linens and things of that nature. Like when we got in, we had to put the floors in. Like we didn't expect that cost. We just thought the place would just be there like that nice. And
That was not the case at all.
yeah, so we spent some money on putting the floors. We had to get the electrician back in to because we do have nice rows now, but they weren't individually controlled. It was just the lights came on, the lights came off. Obviously, everywhere you've been to, the lights dim, so we're like, we have to have dimmable lights. That's another thing. Where our expectation of what the place needs to be based on what everybody else is already doing, that kind of also put us in a hindering moment because we're just like, do we get this? So we're like, well, we can't do with that because other places don't have this. Like when we got the plastic tables, at first I was like, I don't know about these plastic, baby. Like I don't see anybody else with plastic ones. Like I'm used to seeing the hardwood ones. And was on my side when they came in and they were breaking down. We still ended up that was a big
Yep.
cost too.
Of words.
Yeah, but the cost was there, like, and then you wanted to get the clear chairs, and we were like, we're already invested in these other chairs. Where it's just like, let's just see what the market tells us, and then we have to upgrade, we'll upgrade on that. But also then the size of the closet, and then having to maneuver those type of expectations. We didn't have much room to put things in the closet, and at first it felt small, but now that we're playing with it, we could fit a lot. Like,
Yeah, you did a great thing. I don't know
yeah,
how you got
Tetris.
in there.
I play Tetris with it.
You got it.
But all those things is just unexpected things that did cost us time, did cost us money, did cost us brain power to figure out situations. But my biggest word, you're gonna constantly have to keep pivoting, 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 um, and just keep looking for a solution. But the main thing was, making sure we found a great spot with decent enough parking. The space was open and not too much for our, cost to fix it. But that's where everyone's going to start off with that same goal. But it's the other little things that we mentioned that are just going to creep up on you. Yeah, because we never even thought about chairs and tables until we got the place.
Like we were like, oh, we're gonna open this business with 10,000, 15,000. That was not the case at all. It was
Yeah.
just like you need like 10,000 just to sign your lease, in little words.
Yeah.
And the floor we weren't expecting, that was like almost 20. So it just kept adding up, and we were like, oh, whoa, like hold on, what's going on?
Yeah, but it's part of it. That's the things that we bumped into. But like I said, we were prepared. We did our numbers, so we had more than we needed according to what we thought it was gonna be. But essentially, we had exactly what we needed on the dot. Like,
Yeah.
but that didn't stop us. I think that's some people would panic in those moments, but we just, like I said, we pivoted. We kept trying.
Something that Gio did had to educate me at first, because at first we were like, okay, we brought in this much a month, and we're like, babe, when are you going to start paying us? And he was just like, we're not going to get there yet. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we're coming over here, we're driving after our 9 to 5, we're coming all the way over here to Slayton. And like, what do you mean we're not going to pay ourselves? And he's like, no, welcome to being a business owner.
Yeah, so being a business owner is not the easiest walk in the park. Yeah, I know a lot of people have controversial conversations where it'd be like, no, you have to pay yourself first no matter what. I don't see it that way. I believe we pay ourselves last because you're going to get to a point and where our goal is that we hire other people for the job. And you're going to get to a point someday where you won't have enough for you, but you're going to have enough for payroll. And the employees got to get paid first before you. At the end of the day, they have to get paid first. Whether you want to take that salary hit off the bat, yes, but that's what being an owner and entrepreneur is. You come in first, you leave last, you get paid last.
Yeah, so
Like,
that was like one of the hardest thing at like conversation I think that we had, that I was just trying to figure out like, okay, so we're investing our time, investing our savings, all everything that we have, and what do you mean we're not gonna get paid? He was like, yeah, that's why we're still in our 9 to 5.
so that's what really added up fast, expectations on both parts. She was really seeing some of the things that, okay, well, this isn't like how I thought it was gonna be. And those are the expectations that most people don't understand when they're getting in. Like, for instance, finding insurance was like a big thing for us. Like, I thought I could just call the regular
Oh no,
guy
some of
and
them were like,
we
no,
don't
we're
do
not
that.
dealing with that.
Yeah, we don't do that. And I'm like, banquet hall, like venue. They're like, no, we don't back up those things. And I'm just like, how do you not insure this stuff? And it's a big liability. And then when I did find the pot, like a place for us, it was still a lot. Like, and I'm like, babe, this is costing more than we anticipated. Like, I was thinking like,
Well, we have to protect ourselves because you never know.
no, insurance is always a thing. No, this is America. People will sue you for the littlest things. Insurance is definitely needed and covered. So yeah, we got that. We got that from day one. She was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "No, no, no. We don't not want to play with that game of not having insurance. Insurance is a big thing. So those are one of the expectations and cost again that came out of nowhere that we didn't even know. The linens were a big thing too that came out of nowhere because yeah, we thought we were gonna just reuse them all over again, but they break, they get stained. You can't reuse them again. And I even came up with a formula of like how many times we could actually use something before it damaged all the way through.
It
And
depends on the event. Some people are very like, they take care of your stuff, and some people in the middle of the event, if something spill, like yeah, so
yeah.
they are still there.
Every
So
party's
and
every party's different. Like I told all the guests, like, "Hey, please purchase your own if you want to, but I can tell you right now, you're not gonna be able to return it to Amazon because we've hosted so many parties at this place, but even prior to having the venue, that I have never been to a party where the table linens survive. They all get some stain or something falling on them. And if you're a venue owner, you understand exactly. Please put it in the comments, drop it down there so people understand that it's not just like all the newbies just going. No, no, no. It's never happened. Out of all the parties and events, one table survived, and it was white linens, and it's because it was in the corner, and no one was touching it, and no one sat there. That's the only
and
reason.
it's time, and it's not only you putting the littens on the table. It's also like after the party's over, you have to collect them. You have to go wash them. You have to go like fold it right so it's not a wrinkle when you use it again. So it's not only the rental of the littens. It takes a lot of time and dedication, because obviously you want to put the best litten in the table. You don't want to get a picture or call from a guest and be like, "Hey, my lens are not looking good." So we're not having that.
No, yeah, because everything is a representation of you. Something that we're doing differently, we are providing a little bit of a hospitality behind the scenes with the venue. We're not just giving you a key and then you go in and figure it out. We are holding people's hand in the process so that they can have a better experience. And I tell people all the time, I'm just like, I really want you guys to make more memories than work the party because of all the parties that we've always hosted. We've taken care of the trash, the bathrooms, and things of this nature that takes up time and takes away from you from being at the party. This is why everybody likes to go to other people's party because you don't have to worry about anything. So that's me 100%. But that's what we want to provide in our location where you don't have to worry about anything. You have us there and our staff, hopefully, soon, that's covering everything for you so that you can be part of the memories and part of the pictures and not have to touch a trash bag. That's my goal. Like no guest, I mean no host, and also a guest, because grandma wants to help out too. Sometimes they're gonna be lost when they come with us because there's no touching of the trash for you guys. That's you don't do it in an all inclusive resort. You don't do it in an all inclusive cruise. You ain't doing it at Venue 22. But we did allude a little bit to the timing. So
But let me tell you that when we start doing all that, when it's your turn or my turn that we're there trying to help, they are surprised. They're like overwhelmed. Like, what do you mean? Like, what? Oh, you were cleaning the bathroom? Like, oh, you took out the trash? Like, you did that for me? Oh, you put the water where the Schaefer's? And I'm like, yeah. What else do you need? And they're like, and they just like
because they're not
they're
expecting
not
it.
used to that.
Exactly.
And then I think that's what makes Venue 22
Among
the
oth
show.
among other things, and people are noticing, like, I've noticed it, like, I watch all you guys out there. I watch every single one of you guys, what you guys are doing, trust me, and you guys are making moves just like us, and I appreciate it. We can give a little high five for that. We are changing the game, and that's our goal, so if you're still in the old ways, you're gonna have to find out that we're gonna make changes that are gonna be more convenient for people because it takes a special kind of person to see a bigger dream, and it takes an even a more stubborn person to make it happen. So
Very stubborn.
combination, and we're making change. So that's the reality. We're gonna make change. We're gonna make waves. We rattle the cages the way we need to because we're shakers and movers.
Yeah. Mira, talking about like other people and learning and stuff like that, do you want to share that when we were like halfway in our journey, we were like, oh, like how we're gonna get to like the have put our visions out there, and then we try to reach out to somebody that like they do classes for venues.
That's all you.
And we were okay with, hey, we're like 70% there. I think we said 80 or something like that. Like all we need is this ABC. And they were like, oh, okay, let me get back to you, blah, blah, blah. And then yeah, we have everything. We have the venue. We just need like this help, knowledge, $8,000. And we were like, no, no, we have all that. Like, I know you help it prepare from 1 to 10. Like, we're on 8. Like, all we want to know is, yeah, $8,000.
Things you don't expect is like, you open the doors, you pay for ads, and you're expecting people to start signing up and doing tours. And it wasn't like you have to go through steps. And, the first step was to figure out what's really working to get to the masses so that they know that we're here. That was first step. Second step was getting people into the door. How do we convince people to come inside and look at the location? That was the second step. Third step was like, how do we close them right there and then so that they can purchase a package and we can move forward and we can start this process of them experiencing something new that they've never
I think it
experienced.
was them. We wanted help on the closing and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So we needed help in our closing situation. And I'm a salesperson at heart. So at that point I just realized, okay, maybe I'm out of my forte. Like I'm not in the bubble that I'm used to. So we did look out for help to see, but they wanted us to take the whole course in 9 yards. And if you're brand new, $8,000 might be a good investment for you not to know anything from zero and then know it all and help them. They can help you set up things. But at the end of the day, they weren't providing a service of like, okay, well, you're already 80% there. Like, then let's help you
No,
here.
because the whole thing, it was like they're gonna help you look for the venue. They're gonna help you
Yeah.
do all your paperwork. We already had all that. Like we just
And
wanted,
again, yeah,
no,
I still wouldn't knock them because again, they just didn't have a service for us. They just
yeah.
wanted us to start from their current rotation of things, and
Okay.
that's a business.
But that's something that, we thought about it because I'm like, okay, we thought we were going to use this, but we actually use this. And I'm like, we're definitely
if
can just,
if it was 2 grand, I would have done it because it would have
yeah,
gave us the
yeah,
answer that we
we would
needed.
have because it was Yeah,
But
we
it
said
was
2 grand, but
but
when she
nah,
called back and she said, I was like nothing. I was like,
that was a
thank
sales that she was selling us.
amen,
That's
but
all it was.
cue you too.
High ticket sales. High ticket sales. I'm telling
Well,
you,
we
that's
weren't there yet.
you gotta put your business mentality hat on. That was what I was telling
I'm
you.
just sharing like things that come on like on the way that you're like,
But that wasn't, we were looking at that point. We were
well, it
looking.
wasn't for me at that point.
Well, we just needed some help. And again, you're not going to have all the answers. And thank God the internet is accessible, and you can find pretty much anything and everything as long as you're looking in the right places. And that was just one of the stops that I just thought, okay, this will give us the answer we wanted to. Because again, and this is a big saying out there, pay for what you don't want to do. And at the time, we didn't want to figure it out from scratch. So we were willing to pay, but then we weren't willing to pay that much. So that's when we just came up to the conclusion. But we
Mhm.
learned it. We figured it out the hard way. Did it cost us much? It cost us time, cost a little bit of headache, it cost us a little bit of arguments, but those are the things that, again, you don't expect though. You think it's gonna be like a little happy road walk, and
Definitely.
there's ups and downs to this. One of the things that I remember also, like, early on that we weren't expecting, like, we had the capacity number and it was set already in stone, like, "Oh, yeah, we're good to go." We wanted to do 120 people. Then we realized, "Oh, shit, we can't." Like, they were like, "No, your grandfather into only 50." And we're like, "Only 50?" And then we had to get an architecture, another cost that we weren't expecting. And he had to come in and check the floors and the square footage and check the capacity.
And pay for more permit.
Yeah, and pay for more permits. Then finally we got the number at 100 and everything was good to go, but that took time. Like, no, I'm thinking, oh, 3 weeks we'll be in it, and it was like 2 months later. And then what do? We pivoted, and then we started promoting for parties for like 50 and under, and like we were just trying to see what we could do. And then we were taking tours for people who were months out and going, we'll get to that number at that point, like crossing our fingers. Like, so yeah, we're booking tours and we're booking people actually at that moment. And it was just like, "Oh, shit, I hope by May we got it done. I hope by May we got that because we're getting a party of 100 people." And, luckily everything lined up and it worked out. Like, it was really good. Yeah, so that's another thing, like timing, trying to get to the goals, trying to find help. All these little things add up to the things that you're looking for. And it's not gonna be, like I said, it's not gonna be a walk in the park. But keep pivoting. I keep looking down today because I have my list of questions and like I want to be more organized with the podcast, guys.
We're new to this, guys.
Okay, so then we're gonna move over now into, we talked about timing and costing of things. Let's talk about our mental part, like some of the things that we felt mentally that we weren't expecting. I know we kind of talked a little bit before we started the recording, but there were our weekends. Like, you're gonna get into this and you're gonna think,
Yeah, we hear families saying, we want to go on vacation. We want to go on a cruise. We want to do this. Me and Gio, we looked at each other and we stay silent because we have a commitment. We committed
yeah,
that we have goals, that everything that we're doing, and we're doing it for our growth. We're doing it for our family. We're doing it to spend more time in the future with Jax. So it's just, for me, it doesn't really hurt me as much because we were mentally prepared of situations like that. So when we do get a day off or we go to date night, I enjoy it to the fullest.
yeah, but also we can't go anywhere because we got weekends booked.
It's a blessing.
It's a
Can't
blessing. It's a
complain.
blessing.
I'm
I'll
okay
take it.
on a month on
Everyone's like, "Let's meet up on Saturday." I'm just like, "Nah, I got a party I gotta go host." Like, that's another thing, because we added the hosting, we're always there, and we know we wanna make sure you guys have a great experience. We love all that part of it, but we still haven't gotten to the point where we could pass the role to somebody else, employee, to take over, but that's the goal, and that's another expectation I was telling you. It may take a year or 2 for us to really break off of that,
yeah.
to pass that role along. But yeah, you're gonna be doing everything. Like, when she was like, "We gotta add linens," I was like, "I don't know if you know how long it's gonna take," but she was there for her 3 hours setting up balloons, linens, and things, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, "You still wanna do this part? You still wanna set up
Listen,
linens?"
you gotta do what you gotta do.
It was crazy when we had back-to-back events, like a Saturday, Sunday, because then it was like, set up the linens for Saturday, do the hosting. When they were done by 11, then clean up everything, like spotless, brand new, then put on more stuff. We were there till like 2, 3 in the morning, and then it would come home, pass out. We have a 1-year-old, like, and then wake up early in the morning, hang out with our son, be together for a little bit, and then 2, 3 o'clock, roll over back to the venue, host the rest of the Sunday. And then Sundays weren't too bad because sometimes they would wrap up like around 10. Some of them were 11, but it was rinse and repeat, and it was tough to get used to that routine, knowing that I'm waking up on a Saturday to serve others. Like,
No, but honestly, every time we get a booking, I feel very blessed. I'm very thankful for all the support, and like they could have chosen anything or any other location and they choose Venue 22. And I love it when like they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this review or we're gonna do this testimonial. Like those are things that speak volume.
And those are the things that keep pushing us to keep trying, keep going. Like we don't I think it was the second event that I was there and I was hosting and I was just looking around like I was exhausted. It was a Sunday too, because I just did the back to back. I was my first back to back. And I texted her. I was just like, everyone's so happy. 'Cause I'm watching all the smiles, everyone's looking good. I'm just like, this is what we're doing it for, so that people can have a great time. And I'm
Yeah,
just like, babe, everyone's so happy.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it sucks that I'm here doing this part, but it's not gonna be forever. But at the same time, I love this part. Like, this is what we got into this for, like, to make everyone have a good time and to see a lot of smiles. Yeah, and
What gets me all the time is when they do the speeches or where they do the dances.
but yeah,
Oh man, I'm like, oh,
those are always a nice ones. Yeah, we had a 25th anniversary in there, and they were talking about their timing and all the ups and downs, and I'm just like, "Oh, babe, we'll get there someday."
yeah.
But it's also normal too. Like it really made me feel like, oh, like the stuff we go through is normal. Like it's not like what you see on TV and movies. Like that isn't life. Like life is it's the nitty gritty that you go through every day. Keep choosing each other, keep picking each other, and knowing that nothing is perfect, but we can continue to work on each other every single day.
It's cute when something cute happens, like with couples, and then we're trying to find our eyes. Like,
Like, you see? Yeah, and the one wedding, yeah, when they had the one wedding too, because like, I was on this end, like, I was struggling with the fondue machine, and I'm just like, "I want to get this fondue machine to work so that they're happy that this shit fucking worked."
yeah,
By the way,
they,
anybody that brings a fondue machine is gonna get charged an extra $25. That's it, I'm over it, because the chocolate goes everywhere. It doesn't end up just on your plate. It just
depends on the material.
no, no, no. That's the
They
third
brought it
fondue.
in, and they were like, "Here, Gio," and then Gio was
That's
trying
the third
to figure
fondue.
it out.
I got the chocolate one going, but the white
The
one stuck.
vanilla was not having it.
It sucked, the white one. So then when the officiant was doing all the speeches talking about, like, what it takes to be in a marriage and all this stuff, they were saying certain things, and she was all the way at the other end by the bar, and when they said a couple of things, I would just look at her and be like, "Yeah,
And
you
I'm
see?
like,
You see?" I'm like, "You see? You see? You see?" So it was nice, yeah. By the way, she does the bartending, I do the hosting, so when it's 2 for 2, we're always there, and, like, yeah, we get to have that little laughy moment when we see things like that happening, so
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like again, I get to work with my wife. Who can say that they work with their wives all day, every day? And I think I watch a lot of like the Grant Cardones and the Tony Robinson, and they all get to work with their wives. But they're also multi-millionaires, billionaires, and we're that's the goal, but we're not there. But we're already starting, partials of it.
Enjoying the little things, babe.
Yeah,
It's part of it.
we're in there. So I think
Yeah.
yeah, we got the baby steps to the bigger steps.
Amen.
Yeah, amen. Salud. Hey. All right, let me look at the next questions. Make sure we're not missing anything. Give you guys some sauces, some juices. We talked about our moods. Yeah, you're gonna lose sleep. Honestly, you're just gonna lose sleep because especially when you do a back to back. We haven't had a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've had a Friday, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday. We haven't done all three yet.
No,
Back
but
to back.
the good thing is that like
But
we
I
will
can imagine
change.
that's
Like
great.
there's times that I'll go in and you will go and then we'll just swap or sometimes he'll be like, I can't do like I'm tired because obviously like we have a 9 to 5 or if Jackson is not feeling well and he wants to be with mommy, of course, and sometimes he just
She's
wants to
like,
be
"Hey,
with
that's
dad, we'll go, so, but
yeah." So I think
we'll make it work.
yeah, and like I said, we're slowly figuring out how everything is adding up. We're seeing the expenses, we're seeing the costs. That's another big thing. Like you have this idea of what it's going to cost and what the expenses are, but like Gary Vee says, it's the market that's going to determine what you're capable. And in that process, we've been adjusting and pivoting
Mm.
so that we can find a nice sweet spot where we can include as many people as possible, and then we can also try to win some type of margins in there that allows us to hire other people in the future to take over some of these roles. But I think we're doing a good job so far. For being new at this, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that yeah, we've got our ups and our downs, and we felt the downs in the winter time. This is our first winter, so winter sucks. I'm gonna say that right now, not just because it's cold, but not too many parties happen in the winter. Even though it's indoors, and you would think people would want to go indoors for parties, but I think even ourselves, we're just homebodies in the winter,
Yeah.
just hibernates. I totally get it, but I know I got some ideas kicking in for next year. I got some ideas like it's gonna be. We'll see if we can flip it and make it like the summer where it's just like back to back weekends. Which because right now everyone's just we're in the middle of January, but people are looking for February, March, April, May right now. Like they're just scouring around. Which my
And for
prediction,
2027.
yeah, and my prediction is right after Valentine's Day 'Cause Valentine I've noticed that when the holidays are coming up, people focus on the holidays, which is cool, I get it, but right after, that's when they kinda go in scramble mode.
Yeah.
So I think what's gonna happen is after Valentine's Day, it's gonna be a lot of bookings, and then at the end of February, it's gonna be the people panicking who can't find a Saturday anymore, and that's when we're gonna be able to fill in our Saturday and Sundays. 'Cause
And
last year
people
we
getting ready for graduation, because I
Yup.
think that's what we got a lot when we open in April.
Yes, and I think that's the thing. We've opened in April, so we got a lot of the tail end part of it.
Yeah.
So we were filling up our Saturdays mainly, and then we had a couple Sundays in there. But I think now at the beginning part, because we have this February, March, April, May time to get in, April, May, we'll be able to fill in our Saturdays first and then backfill Sundays. Cause that was another big thing. We're like, how do we get this? Some places have 2 events in one day, like, and it's all based on, like, your area, what the market is allowing, and then, what people are looking for. And, you have to know your market at the end of the day. And people keep telling us that we're, like, right in the middle, like, we're not super in the budget side, but we're also not super on the luxurious side. We're, like, right in the middle where not too many people fall into. Probably for maybe I know I always say probably for good reasons no one does this, but then we're in it where I'm just like, "No, why come more people don't do this?" Like, why don't they have the more, affordable, friendly side situation? Plus, we have all the amenities included too, so everyone just, they get the high quality service at a good, decent price, and I think that's what scares people off the bat. They're like, "I don't know if that's gonna work," and the ones that try go, "I'm never going to any other place," and the ones that are, like, afraid, the biggest thing we know, thank God, and I can't do anything about this, 'cause every time I got someone say, "Oh, it's too expensive," or this, I always pivoted, but then now all I hear is, "We just found a closer place to us," which I can't beat that. Like, I can't make the place be closer to you, so every time I hear that, I know we're still doing good. Cool. No one's falling off because it's too expensive, or no one's falling off because they feel like we're not gonna deliver. Like, it's just you're too far away from us, which
Yeah,
I'm okay with.
and something that we offer that a lot of places don't offer is like we have the payment plans. Like you could pay in 2 or 3 payments, so that relieve a lot of stress with our clients. Some people
Yeah.
they do want the extra stuff, and they have an ability just to pay it off in 2 or 3 payments.
Yeah, and we took a big hit at the beginning because we were stretching it out to like 3 and 6. We're like, "Oh yeah, this will help a lot of people," but it did. It definitely did. It wasn't helping us out because we were scrambling in the process, which makes sense why so many other venues have 50% now, 50% a
Yeah,
couple of days or a week or for 30 days before your event.
because you have to get everything
I
ready for it.
I totally get that
But we
now.
had
Yeah, we learned that the hard way. We after we figured it out, we still didn't just fall into place there. We still allowed the 3, and that's where we're kinda gonna live now. We're gonna live in the 3 payment version of it now, so that we understand that it's a big hit to take up front, and we're gonna work with people in the process so that, yeah, we have everything we need so we can get the ball rolling, but at the same time, we're not gonna break the bank for you. Like, no matter how luxurious the wedding is, it's always gonna feel just right to get in with us. And that's the relationship we want to start off building. We're not just looking for the bottom dollar. And if it was because of that, then we wouldn't have these options.
And this is why we love HoneyBook. It gives us an option
Yeah.
to help our clients out.
I'll put the referral so everyone wants 30% off. Take it. It's
Listen,
awesome.
we're gonna have to start tagging HoneyBook. This is our
Yeah.
third episode, and we mentioned them in everyone.
And I'm a little jelly, I'm not gonna lie, because I've seen you follow Honeybook on Instagram, other people, and I haven't seen us get a follow yet. So come on, give us a follow. We're right here. We're helping out. I do have a little tweak that I do want to recommend, but that's for another conversation. And also shout out to Riverside. You guys are in the back end. This is how I'm chopping up all the videos really fast and quick. The setup right here, it's through 2 phones and the mic's right here. So it's working out super smooth. I like the Riverside. It has a little bit of bugs at the beginning, but I think this will be now, third one's the charm. We got the flow going. Things are happening now. I do have an affiliate link for those two. I haven't signed up yet, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna post it too. Click on the link, try it out. We're always here to help for that. That's our small little infomercial.
So there you go. We're gonna tag HoneyBook, and we're gonna tag Riverside.
So, what is something that you wish you would have known before we started that you know now?
Management.
Okay.
100%. Like it's easy for you to say, yeah, I'm gonna go to 9 to 5, then I'm gonna go do 3 tours, and then I'm gonna go home and do dishes and cook for the next day, get the baby ready, shower. Like sometimes it's delegate. I had to learn how to delegate. I like doing everything myself. I don't like asking a lot for help. So I think 2022 has gave me a life lesson on you have to delegate. Sometimes what you can do today, Gio, you have to learn how to do tomorrow.
There it goes.
But yeah, I think
Uh-huh.
it has helped me a lot. What about you?
I hate linens and putting chair covers. Didn't know.
Not that bad.
I didn't know how much time it would take to do it. Like, I remember the first time, like, we were going back and forth, and I'm just like, "I'm just gonna go do them," and I took everything with me. Boom, I'm just like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this done in 30 minutes." 100 chairs does not take 30
He
minutes.
took a lot of breaks. I was watching him in the camera.
Yeah, it doesn't no, and then I'm trying to I like efficiency. I can't just do something and know that I can do it better and then just continue doing it the worst way. I tried one way of doing it. I pulled out all the chairs in a row, and I was like, just put it on top and then go back and then just put the legs on." And I'm like, "All right, that was not too bad. That was a little fast." And then I started to do it by tens because each table takes 10, and I'm just like one, leg, 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 leg. I'm like, "All right, that was a little slower." And then I just did one by one to see how that goes, and that's when she saw me sit down because at this point I was like, "This shit is insane. Who does
Then he
this?"
started saying like, "Hey, this project has lit-ins and chair covers. You're coming with me."
Yeah, no, I learned to delegate.
Get there. I'm here thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna set up the speakers. I'm gonna get." He was like, no, you're on
You on linen duties.
And I said, "Fine, but I get to pick out the music."
Because it was her, like, decision to wanna get these linen things, and at first I was like, "I don't wanna touch those things. I don't wanna"
I
something in me was like,
I
"Nah."
do it now with my eyes closed.
Yeah, but something in me was like, "Nah, we shouldn't be
The only
messing
thing
with
that
this."
I gotten a little bit better are with the bows because we
Oh,
used to
hate
use the spandex and it's just put on, but
get those bows.
the bows take for me like the most time. But it looks so like chic when it has it on. Like it looks really nice though.
I think that's part of the situation why, we didn't, because at first a couple of times we hit a couple bridges and a couple walls, and we're like, "We're gonna cross it. Forget it. We'll do it." And I remember telling you, I'm just like, "Babe, do you think this is gonna work out for us? Should we just cut it quits right here, right now?" You're like, "No, we're not doing it." Again, because I like to pivot. I like to make sure that, we're safe at the end of the day. And we have to we have to jump ship, we'll jump ship. I don't mind it. But she's in the process of doing something new for herself. And I think that's one of the things also that I didn't expect myself off the bat. Like, are we gonna survive? And every single time we just keep pivoting, and it's just like, okay, we come on the other side, and we're just like, okay, can we breathe? We'll breathe for a little bit, and then it's just like, okay, hold our breath again, and then go for it. So I think having that feeling, is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work? Is that gonna work? Is it not gonna work? I've gotten used to that feeling to just kind of linger because we're not following a written rule book. We're making it up as we're going, and we know what our goals are and we know what we want it to feel like and be at the end of the day. So it's hard to morph something that doesn't exist into creation. And I think, it's scary. I didn't know, not knowing beforehand how scary it would be because I've done other things and it didn't feel this scary like this place. This place really, it really keeps me up at night sometimes when I'm just like sitting there trying to figure out the packages and the numbers and the margins. And, because again, it's all up to you guys. Like, you guys have to come in and utilize the space. Like, if it were up to us, we would be living in there at this point, but it's not up to us. Like, we can have the best thing, but we still have to bring clients in and customers in. And we're dependent on the customers at the end of the day. That's why we have to have the best service and the best experience. We want you guys to keep coming back. And we appreciate those that have done already with us and have hosted. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. You made 2025 a beautiful roller coaster. Let's put it that way. For the new people coming along for 2026, we welcome you guys. Come join us. I know we sound like we're two nutty people, but we do have passion and we do want to make sure that you always have a beautiful time, whether it's a small little event, private, personal, like what we had yesterday, or it's as grandiose and big, like what we did with the wedding. We're gonna treat everyone just as equal and just as great as you need to feel.
No, yesterday was an experience. Yesterday we had like a very, very small gathering at the venue. And then Gio normally does aura packages and all stuff. So I'm gonna work this week on thinking of a small package for those types of
Yeah.
events, like for bridal showers. We're getting a lot of requests like for bridal showers, small birthday that people just want to go eat and cut their cake and leave. So I was like, you know what? For 20, 30 people, I'm gonna come out for a good package for that.
Yeah, because we at the beginning had one, and after this was the third one, but 1 and 2 went haywire, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"This isn't what I want. I want them to have an experience that's smooth and easy,
Yeah.
and this doesn't allow that to happen." So, yeah, we not that we excluded that number set, but I didn't make it easy for someone to just be like, "Okay, I got 10 people." No offense to you guys, but just 10 people. I wanna welcome you. It's
No, it
just
was beautiful
yeah.
yesterday. Yesterday was just more gathering, more
I
family.
I had a lot of ideas afterwards, and I
Yeah.
was watching them. I'm like, could have said, remember when we set up the table like in a snake for the karaoke?
Yeah.
I'm like, they could have done that.
Yeah.
And
But again, this is why it's important that when you are doing that consultation, you talk like what your vision. I ask you the basic questions because I'm not trying to be all, and I just whatever you feel comfortable in sharing. But it's
you should
important.
be all in it. 'Cause
There,
you're the expert. You're the
but this is
expert.
why it's important. Like, hey, yes, this is for this is for that, this is what I'm looking for. But again, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think yesterday would have a couple things would have been different, but at the end it came out beautiful. It was, their DIY. It was nice, but yeah.
You could say it, and they didn't have your touch.
No, because I'm gonna be there if it's allowed, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's something that I'm gonna work on this week on small packages. Like if you just want to do like a small birthday party, like the bridal showers that a lot of people are requesting.
So I think a lot of the bridal showers, we missed the boat because we started in April. And bridal showers, they're looking for it sooner, like at the before summertime. So that's something I'm noticing now. And it's hard for me because I'm like, I don't know what you guys want to do in a bridal shower. Like I'm thinking bridal shower is like a regular party, but it sounds more like how your tea parties are. Like
Mhm.
that's what they kind of want to experience.
I'm gonna do a tea party this year.
I think you should combine that with the bridal stuff because I
I'm
think if
gonna
you
do a tea
combine
party.
that with that, because I think that's what they're looking for. Every time I talk to them, I'm just like, this sounds like your tea party
And
thing.
let me tell you, yes, because normally in our culture we do like a bridal shower and it's like a whole party. But then like I have seen that in different cultures they do like only girls together. That's not a fun. I was
Well,
like, I like that
that's the
idea.
one tour that we just did recently, and I even asked them, I was like, "Do you want a female host?" And they were like,
No, no, I'm down for that one.
I was like,
Oh,
because I was trying to be conscious, like aware of like, okay, well, I want to be respectful. I don't want them to have like a male host if it's just all women
no,
thing.
no.
And
If
they
they
were like,
say all female,
they
I'm
said it was
going.
okay, but I was like, I'll have my wife still take over that day just to be respectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that your tea party situation would be great for the
I
vibe.
have a couple ideas coming up.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, we did a lot of we talked about little things. We talked
Yeah.
about, the timing, the cost, the expectations, things that you don't know at the beginning, our mental part of it, family life a little bit. So I think episode 3 right here, we did a lot. We talked about different aspects.
To summarize, don't give up, do your research, enjoy every moment, and take the risk. You're never gonna know if you don't try.
And yeah, to add to that, you're gonna bump into things that you're not gonna be expecting. Depending on your area, it could be the zoning, it could be permits, it could be construction. We just had a recent construction thing happen. It could be leaks. The roof could leak. You just never know. It could be parking situation. Like just be open. Have a little bit of oh shit funds always in the back end. And if you can find a mentor, I think that would be the best thing. One that's not gonna cost you 8 grand. That would be a beautiful thing as well too. But you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be moving around a lot. You're gonna deal with a lot of situations that you just don't know. But hopefully, from our conversations, you have a little bit more now to go by and you can kind of weigh off the options. And don't be afraid, comment, DM us. We're willing to share and open with anybody that's, thinking about going into the venue space, opening their own venue. We're not gonna bite, and we will
There's
share.
room for everybody.
Yeah, there's just too
There's no
much money out there.
competition.
There's just too much money out there. I was doing a fact checker a couple days ago, and there's over 1,000 people in the United States alone that are billionaires, and then there's over a million people that are millionaires. So I'm like, there's just they like there's so much money, like just the billionaire aspect alone, like that takes that's so much money, and we don't even need a billion. Like like a couple million will do us will serve as well. Like, and it's out there. Like you don't have to fight each other for this process. Like you really don't. So yeah, I think in conclusion, keep trying, like she was saying. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Be smart. Be patient. Keep pivoting.
Bye, guys. Good.
Thanks for checking us out. Have a good one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, save. We're posting these on all the platforms. TikTok, you hate us. Instagram, we love you guys. YouTube Shorts, you love my testimonials, but you hate when I post these. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. Anyone out there that does content and things, and give us some pointers. We're here to learn. This is episode 3. We're just trying to figure it out. Husband, wife, parents, new business owners. We're just trying to make it with, our grit, our love, and our support and each other.
Bye.